Hello, everyone. Welcome to Herald Global. Joining us today, a multifaceted talent, Alankrita Sahai, an Indian actress, model, and former Miss Earth 2014, known for her debut in Love Per Square Foot and her role in Namaste England. She has also appeared in hit music videos like Coca and Alave. Let's deep dive into her journey. I am Saimik, and you're watching Mindspeak. Let me begin by asking you, what inspired you to pursue a career in modeling?
To be honest, my intentions were never to be a model. They manifested graciously into the film fraternity and the industry, which is known for entertainment. But I always wanted to actually be an IS or an IFS officer, serve my
Okay.
nation in some form or the other. It was never a deliberate attempt to, or a thought process, which I was like, okay, you know what, I want to represent a brand or a product. I always want to represent myself with something creatively, my creative outlet. But when I was in school and college, I was always, a part of all these extracurricular activities. I was a part of all the dramatics. So, it's something that it was imbibed in me gradually, which led me to becoming Miss Noida at the age of 13. Which after that gave me the inclination that, okay, this is pretty exciting to be on stage on RAM because I'm already on stage on RAM when I'm in school. So I think those grounding forces as a kid really plays a very big impact on a lot of decisions that you make in life later. That's why I say school is really important and so is education to a certain extent if you feel that it's cultivating something into your life. And modeling just happened to be a byproduct of actually all my experiences culminated together. In Mumbai, I was stopped by someone for audition, okay? And I was not an actor or a model at that time. And I was in Delhi at that time and I was just new and fresh in Mumbai. And I was like, excuse me, like, because in Delhi, somebody touches you, like, you just want to punch them, like, excuse me. So I was like, you're touching me? But it was like, no, I'm a casting agent and we're auditioning for an ad. And it was for Nokia, to be very honest, back then. And I was like, audition me? Like, do I know you? Do you know me? Are you watching me? Are you observing me? Like, Savdhan India was going on in my head, that who is this guy? But it's just like how it was Lokhandwala market, and I think a lot of
Okay.
people kind of roam around that area for looking for people who probably look good and all. And I was thinking all possible wrong things in my head, given the information provided by the news network or the channels that we are watching sometimes. So I was like, this guy is gonna kidnap me or do something wrong with me. This shady guy. I don't know him, and he's just found me in the market from nowhere, and it's only asking me to come audition. But my best friend was with me at that time, and she's quite elder to me, and she's been my die-hard supporter since I was a kid. So she's like, just go ahead, like it's an audition, kya hi kar lega, you know. So I was like, bro, so we went to Versova, Aramnagar. I auditioned, and it was pretty funny because I felt like I was like in America in a cop station, like holding my board and like your name, number, this profile, that profile, and I was, it's not a mug shot, but I gave the audition because I'm very confident. I think when I'm around people, I think my confidence and energy is bolstered because I've always been on stage, right? So the only thing that was frightening for me was a camera at that time because I was like, okay, this is something fresh and new. I've never really just stood in front of a camera and be like, hello, this is my part. I did it. A couple of weeks later, I get shortlisted and called for that ad.
Okay.
And then they asked me for a passport. And I'm like, where are we going? He said, Thailand. I said, I'm even more dodgy about this conversation, but it genuinely, because of my funny anecdotes and of course my work commitments at that time, I could not go ahead with the ad. But though I got shortlisted and selected, I did end up doing something different. But a couple of months later, when I saw that ad on television, I was like, wow, it's actually amazing that people get found that way and it actually works that way too. So maybe my destiny is calling me in some way, shape, or form, but then I didn't pay attention to it that much. It was the kind of whole repertoire of your life that continues. Utho, ye karo, kaam karo, us pe jao, gym jao, workout karo, doston se milo. But I was always a very creative person, and I would thank my best friend and my boss and my people at that time who always would support me. And of course, my parents. That, you're in a city working, corporate, chalo, theek hai, but, if everybody's been wanting you to, my boss would also say, why are you wasting your time? Go and, get a portfolio made. And I'm like, the only portfolios I know is like ghar wali pictures jo hum kheenchte hain.
Mhm.
All right. But then I ended up doing that. My best friend ended up sending my pictures to Miss India along the whole fantasy of her wanting me to be a Miss India. And you see, with all that great support and manifestations of throughout my childhood and schooling, with that confidence and the kind of support I've always got, I somehow kismat se mujhe मेरी selection हो गई Miss India में, and then I was called. They're like, "Are you in Mumbai?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live here, so I can, I'm not from another city. Currently I'm here." So then I from Mumbai audition. There were so many women, and I was so like,
It's crazy.
I was like, these women, they've been practicing since they were babies in their mother's womb, maybe. But it was amazing to meet such beautiful women. Of course, it's competition, right? At the end of the day.
True.
But for me, I was like, wow, कितनी सुंदर लड़कियां हैं हमारे देश में. And लोग यूं ही कहते थे Indian women are gorgeous. And of course I was competitive. I'm an 80s. I cannot not be competitive. But it was wonderful that I got selected in the top 16 candidates out of 10,000 women in the country who had applied. And it's a big amount to be cutting through. And I have no clue about Miss India. I don't know the M of the M. I definitely knew how to walk the talk, and I knew how to present myself. I was always into fitness, so I didn't really feel the idea that this is the only thing that would make me win. There's a lot more, the presence of mind when you're on stage, the kind of answers you give, the way they look at you when you walk in. It's a complete personality that you represent. So I did not know if the tomboy in me or the shy person also in me would be able to get that across on stage. So we're all used to wearing bikinis on a vacation and at the beach, but wearing it on stage for everybody to look at is another confidence a woman needs. And I love the beach wear because I travel the world. So I've gone, and we're not a country of beaches, right? I mean, except Goa and a couple of other places
Yes.
that we have. So our culture is not attuned to the idea of seeing women in
True.
beach wear. But it's something very normal when you're at the beach. You're not going to be wearing something else at the beach, right? Every place has its own decorum and attire to follow through. So I was like, okay, this is new, but this is nice. It's going to just boost. Even if it's my own body, I want to feel comfortable in it without being vulgar. So that kind of gave me a little push to try it out, and it was amazing. And just to have the idea of people watching you and applauding you sometimes when you're a young girl makes you feel good. It makes you feel validated, even though it's not today at 30. I would not say it's important to get people's validation, but when you're in a competition, that's what makes you win, right? I was like, wow, I made it through these gorgeous women who've been doing it for a while, and they've been wanting this. Mera sapna probably was to do something different, but I wanted to do something for my country, that's for sure. So when it became a medium through Miss India, and then that's how my journey started. And then it was wonderful to go internationally, and then the accolades and the winning of 7 titles for my nation for the first
Yes.
time at Miss Earth. As a young girl, you're like, I did something. So my mother told me that, you remember in your dear diary, you had written ki, oh, mujhe na India ke liye kuch, like in English, of course, that I want to do something for my nation. I want to make India proud. You did it. But the way
True.
you manifested it is very different. But you see, it did happen. So I always believe the fact that whatever you write with such innocence, or the gravity of just feeling good about it, sometimes it manifests so beautifully, maybe years down the line. And you look back, and my mom still has those diaries of mine, I think somewhere. And she said that, used to always write everything. I want a cycle. I want this. So you kind of made it happen. And so did the universe and the people. I never take the credit away from the people who supported me.
True.
So that's how modeling started, because it's I would not say modeling, I would just say, yeah, I mean, being a person who was not in front of the moving camera but representing brands, it's modeling. But I've always loved the 70 I've loved the moving camera. So through that, it transpired into modeling, which transpired later on to the other half of my career.
Okay, so you've mentioned so many beautiful women when you entered the industry itself. So any particular face who kind of inspired you?
Always. I think Rekha ji inspires me since I was a kid because I've been watching her films with my mother and father, and I think she's the epitome of beauty for me even today. Hema Malini, of course, as Dream Girl. But for me, it's her. But of course, I mean, it's Sri Devi ji because Chal Baz. I mean, Chani ye Chaco, hai Chaco. These women, of course, because see, Madhubala, I actually grew up watching all their films because my parents would watch it as well. So I would love the films, Zeenat Amanji. But today, with my given, when people say, "Oh, you're talking about when you were not even born," huh? But why not? I've seen their films growing up with my parents. They inspired. I would look at them like, wow, this just the way without so much technology, how they showed films was amazing. Hindi cinema was different. Today, who inspires me the most is somebody who is Tilotama. Her journey is inspiring. It's Neena Gupta ji, it's Priyanka Chopra. It's definitely these women who have surpassed all the boundaries, who have overcome a lot of battles. There are a lot of people battling in different ways, but I feel like when you embody being fierce, being kind, going through failure, yet having a comeback, the society bringing you down, yet you're not stopping who you are. They're amazing. I'm sure every woman has had a struggle and battles in our industry. But who I know from personal experiences that I've seen, I think these women have really made a mark. And Tilotima is one of people will say, who's Tilotima when they watch my video? But that woman is a bombshell of an actor, and of course I love Deepika as well. Ma'am's amazing. Hollywood is Meryl Streep. She's amazing. Meryl Streep is one of the finest actors, Anne Hathaway. So I think Julia Roberts. So there are a lot of women because I cannot say one because given the content that we are absorbing today, there's another great actor coming up. So I feel it's a great opportunity for every actor actually to be in front of me who I see the way I want to work like them. I want to get this work done. In terms of the scripts I would like to work with, I want to do this. So these are the people I get inspired by because they're narrating stories and पन्नों से real human being को represent करके दिखाना दर्शकों के सामने आसान बात नहीं है.
How was the experience of collaborating with Himesh Reshammiya?
My first experience. Oh wow. It was, for me, because he's been one of the biggest hit makers in the country, they say.
Yes, of course.
And he has delivered amazing music, and we've all danced to his tunes. When I realized he wanted to launch me with T series, along with the great people he's already launched before, like there's been Deepika in his video, there've been other actresses in his video. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm a newcomer, and I'm working with somebody who's been established really well. And I know people have their own, point of views about Himesh sir. कि ये नहीं करना चाहिए, ये क्यों कर रहा है, ये ऐसा दिखता है, ऐसा है. But I think that guy is superbly talented. He is a great businessman. He is extremely dedicated. He knows how to make people laugh. Even if he posts comment where he knows people have given him a backlash, he says, watch me, you're still watching me, whether you love me or hate me. That confidence is rare. And he is somebody who has given so much to the industry. So when people do not know how to respect that, I feel like, you know what? I got the opportunity to work with a man who launched me in a particular album. That song today, even on my Instagram, I get tagged in various different ways. Menu Ken, there were 3 songs he launched me in, and I was launched at a very big platform with Amitabh ji next to me, with the T series owners, with Valia, with Yulia, with the Salman sir's support on it. Why would I not feel amazing as a newcomer for it? I mean, it's like, chatmangni patbya kehte hain shaadiyon ke liye. But for me, it was for my career that, it was a great launch with somebody who is a known face. You need somebody to recognize you. And he saw that in me. And I say, well, if you did not, somebody else did. So I take every opportunity that comes my way with great zest and zeal ki yaar kaam hai. हम किस चीज के लिए मेहनत कर रहे हैं कि काम हो नाम हो.
Okay. So you have been a part of lot of successful music videos like Allah Ve, Coca. What kind of impact this kind of success had in your career?
To be very honest, as an individual human being, have not been a very social media savvy person when I started my career. By now, I should have had 30 million followers, all my friends say. I've had marketed and gone all over the board with my social media, posting, printing, and, PR. But I am a very different person. I post depending on my mood. I post with my work. When my work comes, I definitely do post. But I'm not a very aggressive person when I started my career, right? So, The impact it had was amazing, to be honest. I got so many more music videos. I got to be the face with so many other great singers. And they, to be honest, most of my songs have done well. And I did not even know that they would. Whether it's a couple of million followers on the YouTube, but my Instagram reels were blowing up because there's a Haryana songs debut I did called Mote Peg 2. It is the biggest song today for the singer I did with. And everywhere on the road, if I'm in Chandigarh and Punjab and they go, they're like, Coca girl, Mote Peg 2 girl. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, like, they might not remember my name, but they remember the kind of work I've done. Allah be with Jassi Gill, or, even with Rekha Bhardwaj in my movie with Vicky, we had this song called Raz Apne Dil Ke, which maybe we didn't market it on YouTube. But whenever I go, these aunties are like, we love this song, bache. Maine kaha, acha, you remember? So I might not remember. And, then there was another song with Denny I did, which blew up on Instagram Reels. So I feel like all the music sense that I've had, I've tried to work with people like that who resonate with me. And Sukhi and in Punjab, yes, it's done a really great impact on me. Then I did a remake of Tere Bin of Atif Aslam as well. That did fairly well. So I don't look at my work as something कि वो कितना impact हुआ. मुझे लगता है काम आ रहा है, अच्छा नाम कमा रहे हैं, लोगों को पसंद आ रहा है, तभी वो आपको बुला रहे हैं, right? Which sometimes kind of might affect your films as well sometimes, or they might not. But I've never really thought so much about that, because for me, I've done a few films only. Also, unfortunately, because I lost my dad, so for 3 years I was gayab. To be honest, I didn't want to work in the industry because I built my life with him in Mumbai. So in Mumbai, कहते हैं ना कि out of sight, out of mind sometimes, and I don't take it to my heart. It's a very cut to cut industry. And given the body of work I've done, I've worked with 300 brands, music videos, movies करी मैंने, मैं खुश हूँ. I am not in a race, जैसे, coming back to the music, that, I've loved what I've done at the music videos. It's got a great impact. People have noticed me. Brands have called me on board. It's got me more intel and more creative work to do, more events and songs and performances to do on. So, perform on. So I think it's been great for me. I never take, I've not become that, I'm an A-lister, but I've not become that A+ lister like Deepika ma'am and everybody else and other newcomer girls, because their journey is different and it's marked differently for them. And I know I'm going to get there, but it's going to be at my own pace, with my own rights and wrongs, with own people noticing me, other people watching me, auditioning me, calling me. And the most important is for me being out there. I've not been out there for people to know that I'm still there, so I cannot blame them also, right? Some people might have misconceptions that, oh, she's not interested or she's busy, she has an attitude. But how do they know that the pain and the grief of losing my dad, I'm not going to be giving a dhindora and a notice to everybody that I disappeared or didn't want to work or I could not work because of my own emotional gravity of situations at home. And also that I was robbed at knife point. I had an incident where in my house, if you Google it, it was the biggest incident of my life. I was robbed at knife point at 12 o'clock in the house, in the same house I'm sitting in. And those robbers, I fought them. They're in jail today. So, and then after that, my father passed away. So I had a trauma of things going on. And I don't blame anybody for that, or myself, or anybody for my career for that. Because sometimes people ask me in interviews, ma'am, आप films क्यों नहीं कर रहे? मैं कर रही हूँ और करती रहूंगी. But वो 3 साल का गैप मेरे लिए जरूरी था, मेरे mental peace and emotional sanctity के लिए. उसके साथ मैं कहीं नहीं काम कर सकती थी, because I would not be on time, I would probably not do something, I would not be in the mind frame. So why would I mess up somebody else's hard work because I am not ready?
Okay, so tell us, how did love per square foot happen to you?
Oh, it was because of Hani Trehan and his casting assistant at that time. They just auditioned me because I used to do auditions at that time. And I was auditioning for another film, which I almost got through, but that film was going to happen in the next 8 months. A very big project, which sometimes I don't regret at all, with a very big banner. And these guys were going to do a film, which was just going to go on floor soon.
Okay.
And the character was amazing when I auditioned. I auditioned for both the characters, actually. They loved me for the role that I got the part of, Rashi Khurana. And to be honest, it just happened. I gave an audition. Then they auditioned me again. Then I and Vicky auditioned together, and we got the part. It was Ronnie Screwwala. I mean, he's a magnus opus when it comes to
Of
our film
course.
industry. And why would I say no to him? And why would I say no to the kind of people I was getting to work with? Even though, Vicky की किस्मत कहते हैं ना छप्पड़ फाड़ के खुली है उसके बाद, which I'm so happy for him. I feel that for me and Angira, again, our journey has been different. We both are in the same boat, and she's doing some great work as well. And that's how the audition happened. Anand Tiwari is a fantastic director to work with. Amrit Pal was amazing. The entire team was so good that I felt like I was at home. So that's how it happened. To Hanis Rehan auditioning me from all the auditions in the circuit. And Ronnie sir saying, Kya ye comedy kar legi? Will she be able to carry that on her shoulders? You think, Anand? Because this girl has to be funny and has to be loved and has to be hated. She has to be everything for people to enjoy her. Do you think this newcomer can do it? And he had so much confidence in me that he said, Sir, just trust me on this. And that was that day. And today he still tells me that Alankrita, even though, I have not casted Angira and you again together, but everybody tells me about the fact that, and Angira is his wife. That both of you performed so well that, for me and Angira, it was amazing to work together as well. And I feel that Love Per Square Foot is something that will always be on Netflix. It was one of the first films that they came into India with. And it's been loved throughout the world in different languages. So as an artist, my heart is full as a person who did a film. I'm like, love per square foot for the rest of my life, per square foot wherever I walk. I feel good about it.
Okay, so what do you see in the script before you say yes to it?
I see if I'm adding any substance to it, whether it's big or small. I mean, I'm eye candy enough, for some other things in my life. For even the music video, sometimes it's fine. But when you're doing a film, you want people to see you in different avatars, yeah. You don't want to play your real self. I'm not saying I'm an eye candy, but I'm saying, candy enough. You don't want to be playing the same things or wanting to look the same way. So, it's also the director's job that they can envision you in that particular form, or they transform you, because we are used to looking at us at ourselves in a certain way, right? The job is of us to transform when somebody believes in us, when the capabilities are high, you can look this, because in Hollywood people can look anything if they want. I feel here also we've started that you can look like a cop, you can look like a beggar, you can look like a villain, but it's just that we've always had this certain criteria of how villain men and women are supposed to be. The sharp faces, and only those people can be villains, in people's lives, apparently. But that norm is changing. You never know. The guy sitting on a computer with specs on, looking very cute, also could be one of the murderers. So the point is, we're shifting from those narratives where people of a certain kind look a certain way, can only play a certain kind of role. There are some people which are still working like that. But I feel an actor or an actress should be given the opportunity to come out of their shell, to come out of who they look like, how they are presented. You just take kind of believe in them and take a step forward. That's how new talent is. Like Hansel Mehta wrote such a beautiful piece on the fact that newcomers and directors and producers need to be given a chance, because what they're making is amazing, and they need to not be like, acha, ye to aisa hai, ye aisa hai. These kind of comments on people shatters their confidence. I think even if someone's not performed well the first two times, they might just the third time surprise you. In this business, very few people believe and think like that.
Okay, so any particular role or genre you want to venture into, some particular director whom you want to work with?
Yes, I would love to work with Sanjay Leela Bansali. I think every woman wants to work with him because he makes us look divine. But also, I would love to work with Imtiaz Ali sir, Neeraj Pandey sir, Rakesh Prakash Mehra. I would love to work with all the new directors. Kiran Rao for sure. All women directors as well as Zoya Akhtar, because these people are making content which I love and I'm absorbing it. Neeraj Pandey's Khaki, if you watch, of Bengal chapter, fabulous. One of my friends is in the particular series, Adil. He's in a fantastic job as Ranjit. And I feel like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be the hero. Be a villain, be anything. It's the juice, it's the substance that the director brings out in the script, the writer does. So I feel like I want to work with people who are actually looking at others and saying, yeah, ye kar sakta hai, ye kar sakti hai. I mean, I would love to work with Karan Johar sir in a Yash Raj film. I would love, and I would love to do a Yash Raj film and a Dharma film. I mean, what I mean to say, people might confuse my English very fast. A Karan Johar with Dharma and a Yash Raj as well with the Chopras. But I'm saying to get there, it might take me some time. But there are other people who are there's not just these big names. There are a lot of people making great content. I mean, it's Abhishek sir. There's so many people out there, and I want to tell them that, hey, I'm back in Bombay now. I know 3 years I'm gone, and now that I've finished a series called Pati Patni or Kant, it's another series that I've just done, and I'm very excited for it to come out. The genre that I like, coming back to your question, is I would
Yes.
love to do crime thriller.
Okay.
I would love to do action, and I'm the action queen in it. Okay, I'm the Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I would definitely love to do, of course, a rom-com, a love story. But I want to do something which is also related to real life topics, where we're enlightening and enticing people in ways that they can be better and change, or society can act like Lapata Ladies. It was like
Hmm.
a smooth film to make you understand the important in a sense of what women feel and what they want and how society is, and how some men out there are also good men. So the point is that things that are real life stories as well. I would love to do a sports film because I'm very sporty and athletic. For me, yeah, I mean, ghost films, I'm not really sure that scary movies and horror films are like yet my genre, because I get scared. So I'm like, will I be able to do that? I mean, not sure yet, but I would love to try that for sure. But if it's like a horror comedy, I don't mind. But like horror, not there yet. Like a Bhool Bhulaiya horror is cute. It's fun. I
A
mean, it's
horror
not really
comedy.
horror. It's a horror comedy, right? Like even a Stree, till that level I can go. But uske aage, like Omen and Rings and all these films, gardan tediyan ho rahi hai. No, 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 no. I'll be scared to act myself in that film. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay, so you have spent some time in the industry. What kind of challenges have you faced?
a lot. To begin with, the first challenge is to be in a bracket of being a good-looking girl and to always be playing glamorous roles. I want to get out of that bracket, which I have in this particular series. And also my film that went to the Oscars. I don't want to only play the beautiful hot girl. You know, there might be substance to those characters too, but there's so much more. You know, and I'm okay with being hot and pretty, but I need to have the juicy substance to portray that character as well. The other problem is, I think when you're not from the film fraternity, and I don't say it in any negative or bad way, when you're not from the film fraternity, yes, it can get difficult to maneuver your ways to be on the tables that people already can sit on, or just to get yourself to walk into a door to interview or audition. But because of agencies that are in place, it's become easier to get through those doors. And I really thank this particular system. I've never had a casting couch incident in Bollywood. Yes, in Punjab, a newcomer producer tried to be very stupid with me and he got it from me, and I left the project because for me, it's not an opportunity over my integrity. So I left it. Not really something that I think the only thing is opportunities. Everybody has a problem struggling with opportunities coming their way, even though they're very deserving and they're worth it. Sometimes the other person is not able to find you, recognize you, audition you, get to know about you because of the politics that takes place. And yes, I very openly say it that there is politics, and we all need to learn how to maneuver through
Mm.
it because there is politics in every industry. There is politics at home, there is politics outside, because those are the relationship dynamics people have to maneuver. I did not know that for the last 6 7 years, because I am like थिंकिंग अगर मैं ऐसी हूं तो सब मेरी तरह अच्छा सोचते होंगे या करते होंगे या महसूस करते होंगे, बट आई रियलाइज दैट इट्स नॉट ट्रू. You have to be aggressive, you have to be defensive about your territories, you have to be out there, you cannot just wait for a call for an audition. Because as a woman I felt very weird texting men that, okay, I want to audition and get the part, because I would, I was young and innocent. I did not realize that it's very normal, because people feed so much into your head that sometimes the things that could be the most normal and easier things to do might feel out of the world and place for you
Mm.
you know
True.
but then I realized it's over a period of my mistakes and time as well. you know and now where I'm sitting, that everybody knows that I'm back, and it's been very good that I'm more mature emotionally, mentally, when it comes to even representing emotions, that I can maneuver my way better. At that time, I did not know, and somebody would mess with me, I would just give a fatka. Now today, if somebody messes with me, I know how to deal with them better. And I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody who gives a fatka also. But mine would be very harsh. and it would really hurt somebody under the belt. And then they would probably not want to work with me. But then I'm like, you also misbehaved with me, And then they might go tell somebody else, she's really dangerous, and they might get scared. But the point is, I am dangerous, but I am somebody who has values. So if you are a person who has great values, you can work with me. And if you're not somebody with great values, we probably would never be sitting on the same table together. राइट बिकॉज मेरे को लगता है जहाँ काम है वहां बेईमानी नहीं करनी चाहिए आपको बाकी जगह तो दुनिया करती रहती है आपको उसके साथ चलते रहना पड़ता है बट there's something that you want to work like it's your work you want to feel like I did it that feeling when you go to bed with no guilt and nobody's saying that my some person helped me out and did this that I did it by myself is a different feeling as somebody helps you out you have to thank them and be grateful for them but when you do it yourself it is a different feeling altogether कि यार despite the odds, she did it. Like Tilotima, that's why for me, I tell her when I look at her and I see her interviews, or even Neena Gupta ma'ams, or Priyanka, or all of these women who've done something despite the setbacks. Even Deepika, after her mental health issues that she's addressed, and a lot of women, yeah. Yes. I mean, I would just say, be a Tamanna Bhatia who spoke about her body issues. Women have to go through so much. Sometimes you get that support, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you build your support, sometimes you are your own support. So I feel like, everybody's had their own journey. And even for the men, I'm not just saying women, men have also struggled, and I feel it's not an easy industry. When Shahid Kapoor in an interview can say कि मेरे साथ बहुत सालों तक सही नहीं हुआ, तो हम तो, I mean, we're people who are still navigating and getting to know people. I still call myself a kid in the industry even if I'm 30s because I do not know half the people. Then, in terms of, I know all the big producers, directors because of my friend circle. I know all of them because we eat and sit and drink in the same place where we are coming from. I might know all the actors because they are my friends. But people are writing those scripts are the people I want to know. People who are creating, the directors that are creating that, the producers who are making that, they should know that, okay, I'm back to work. But back then, it was not like that. People might not take you very seriously because sometimes they feel you're a good looking woman, you're not from the industry. What more can you offer? It's my talent. It is, even if sometimes you might think I'm not serious, it's because I'm still trying to navigate whether I want to work this project or not, or can I say no easily without somebody getting offended. So these are all things you have to learn, and there's no one to teach me because I was not from here. But then I had an industry which helped me, then I had people in the industry who helped me, then I had an agency who helped me. So today where I'm coming from, I never say it's too late for me because I'm just 30, and I think it's the most prime age a woman can be and know her emotions and know what she wants in life to do.
At the advent of OTT, do you think it has opened more opportunities?
Absolutely. I think I think yes. I can say thank you, COVID, for only one thing. For the great amount of OTT channels, opportunities that you've created for everybody around the world to showcase their talent. Yes, I agree. So you just mentioned COVID. You have done a lot of philanthropic work during that time. So what inspired you? To be honest, I've been, now we all kind of show what we do on the internet, but I've been doing work through my family, with my family since I was a kid. First the school imbibes the Helpage India, SOS Children Villages of India, all those donations we used to collect for the old people, for sick people. We had so many Rotary Club interactions. But what mostly was important was my mom and my dad, my late father. They would always distribute badminton rackets to the kids, play with them, teach them, play carom board. My dad would play with them, teach them. My mom would try to teach them English. We adopted a kid, not a kid, I would call her a young teenage girl. We adopted one. And now she's, of course, doing abundantly well wherever she is. But the fact is that I've always seen my parents, whether they've been at the richest stage of their life or they've gone through a downfall and they've come back again, and they've helped people no matter what. It's like अगर मेरे जेब में 10 रुपए हैं तो मैं आपको 4-5 रुपए दे दूंगी. My parents have done that too, and they've not taken it back. But there've been also people who have snatched things away from us कि हमारा है, और उस हक के लिए of course हम लड़ते हैं अपने, वो कोई ना कोई तो लड़ेगा ही. But the point is that कि I've always see them. My house is always been a house for children when I was a young kid, to come and eat and sleep over and chill and play games. So my house has always been open for people. In Mumbai also there are a lot of people who come, and I give them my place to stay if they've not been able to navigate through their homes. And I don't take money from them. I just make sure that they're safe and sound, especially young women, and then when they find their wings, I let them fly away. Okay, I wish you the best. So I think it comes from there. And when COVID was there, I was feeling fortunate enough to sit in my own house, eat good food, be protected, and not being able to provide that to somebody who really needs it is what I thought, like, we're complaining. What are we doing about it? So let's just do something about it, at least at my level. How much ever I can, create a ripple effect, why not? So that kind of gave me the idea of to distribute food and oxygen cylinders in whichever city I could. I tried that because I feel that service is above self. And it's not because I'm giving an interview. I've always believed that help as many people as you can, because when you die, you want people to know how you affected and changed their lives, and how many gadis and bungalows you have, and how much diamond Rolexes you're going to take to your grave. No one's going to care about that, you know. So I believe that it's really important that people love you and admire you and adore you, because that's what's more precious than, I mean, I would love a Rolex too. I mean, but I would also love people wanting to love me when I'm, and cry for me. Yeah. I don't want them saying, yeah, okay, she was fine. I want them to say, oh my gosh, she was such a nice person. It was not because of that. This is a joke. But the point is that it's important to help your people is than complain and just think the government's going to do everything. If you want to be the change, you have to create that change, because they say boon boon te sagar banta hai. So also a ripple effect, when you throw the stone in the water, it goes till a certain distance. So there are a lot of people have been doing it. It's not just me who help people out. Even if I organize a vaccination drive in Mumbai through a friend of mine in the government, and I was like, everybody deserves to be vaccinated if they want to be, and at that time it was necessary to be, and that when people say, oh, you did the vaccine drive, this and that, I said, it was because people needed it. I didn't do it because I wanted to make sure you are not getting sick, or, you are able to travel the world. It was no selfish interest of my friends wanting to get vaccinated, or the government wanting you to get vaccinated. Nobody was getting anything from it. You were just wanting to be healthy, because your health is your wealth. If you're not wealthy, your nation is not wealthy, you decline as a report when the world is assessing you as well. So I think it's a thing that I love my country, and I want it to be a better place for everybody, especially for women and for men at the same time, and for the LGBTQ plus community. So doing drives and helping people and children should be something you do. If you can spend so much money on a night out, I know my friends who spend lakhs of rupees on a bill at a table. Okay, if the same amount of money which they do use to distribute food and clothing and other kinds of things, how much better is that? How much
Of
peace
course.
and happiness and joy do you feel when you do that? Because the next day with a hangover, you feel even worse. But when you make somebody's tummy full and heart full, that feeling stays for the rest of your life.
Please tell us about your upcoming project.
So my one of my projects is Pati Patni or Kand. It's the name is tentative because we all are very iffy with the name Pati Patni or Kand. Let's just kind of get a better name to it. The director's working on that. It's under post production. I'm doing a film on Netflix as well. It's an untitled film. I'm doing a Punjabi movie. I am going to Bangalore in a couple of days. I think it's going to be on the 27th. I'm flying to Bangalore for a South project. And these films are going to start this year, release. One is going to release this year, the next year, and a couple of more music videos. But the most important project that I'm doing is that I'm going to be starting my own venture,
Okay.
besides, of course, doing filmmaking, where I will be training women, men, aunties, uncles. It's basically going to be an art of living, but in a more fun way. It's going to be actually a fun support group for women and men and everybody across the country, where there's going to be personality grooming training, there's going to be acrobats, there's going to be all sorts of pampering, wardrobe changes, anything and everything you can imagine under the roof where a person wants to change and evolve and feel better. I'm creating a community for people like that. And of course, I'm going to continue getting back to my TEDx speaking and getting paid for it now.
Okay, my last question to you.
Yes.
A word of advice to the aspiring actors who wants to come to the industry.
To be honest, I can only tell all of you that you all will have a different journey. You would meet all sorts of people. To be very honest, you meet great people, motivating people, loving people, kind people, ugly people, horrible people, mean people, people who love you, support you, encourage you, and there'll be a bhandara of people, because Mumbai is a sapno ki nagri. And you have to understand one thing about this city is that one thing most importantly before I give you advice is Mumbai is a city कि ना वो अगर आप उस सिटी में बिलोंग करते हैं तो वो टेस्ट ले लेके आपको अपना लेगी। अगर आप उस शहर में उस नगरी को पता है, सपनों की नगरी को, कि यहाँ आपका वासन, आपका रहना, आपका जो प्रगति है नहीं हो सकती है, वो बहुत सारे टेस्ट लेके आपको वापस भेज देगी। तो उसका बुरा नहीं मानना, को किसी नेगेटिव वे में लेना नहीं, तो पर कोशिश करते रहना, बिकॉज यू नेवर नो किस्मत और पासा कब पलट जाए। पर सबसे जरूरी चीज मैं ये कहूंगी अपने दर्शकों को और अपने फैंस एंड फॉलोअर्स को या जो भी न्यू कमर्स हैं, दैट यू हैव टू बी ऑथेंटिक। मतलब अपना वजूद आपको किसी वजह से किसी के बोलने पे कहने पे नहीं बदलना है। You gotta keep working hard, you gotta keep hustling, you gotta keep being smart, you have to learn to navigate through the politics, good or bad. You have to be authentic. Instagram पे देख देख के मत सीखिए। हम भी जब इंस्टाग्राम पे बहुत सारी चीजें देखते हैं ओवरवेलम हो जाते हैं कि ये करना है, ऐसे दिखना है, ऐसे बोलना है, ऐसे रहना है, ऐसा होना चाहिए। It's great to be inspired by it, but it's not good to live your life according to celebrities or influencers, because sometimes it might affect your confidence. जहां आपको लगता है जो मेरे लिए सही है उसको आप पिक कर लो अपने पर्सनालिटी में ऐड करने के लिए, जो आपको लगता है कि नहीं वर्क कर रहा है उसको शेड कर दो। डोंट फील बैड कि आपको इंग्लिश हिंदी नहीं आती है और आपको कोई बुरा फील करवाता है। ये हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है, परिभाषा भाषा हमारी मातृभाषा हिंदी है, उसका कभी कॉन्फिडेंस में ना इफेक्ट मत आने देना कि ओ मुझे इंग्लिश नहीं आती है, मेरा कोई मजाक उड़ाएगा। हाउ आई स्पीक, हाउ आई वॉक एंड टॉक doesn't matter. If you're talented, it will shine through. If you feel okay, sometimes people might feel कि oh सर्जरी फिलर ये वो गलत है, ओवर, देखो whatever you feel is maybe the end of everything कि अब नहीं हो रहा है, it's not making me feel the best, of not making me feel the most confident, and just a few minor changes might okay, but don't go overboard and don't overdo it. Be comfortable with yourself, harness your skill. You have to learn to dance, you have to learn your diction for Hindi. Where English is needed, you will get the help required. But the most important is कि सुकून जो होता है ना, घर जाके ऐसे सोना बिना गिल्ट के, काम और करतूतें वैसे ही करना कि आपको कभी किसी के कोई आप पे उंगली उठा के ये ना कह सके ये मेरे वजह से हुआ, मैंने तेरे को बनाया। तो कभी भी अपने आप को किसी के अंडर मत समझना, हमेशा अपने आप को इस तरीके से देखना मिरर में कि या हीरो हीरोइन तो हम ही है। चाहे आपको कितना टाइम लग जाए, वो जो फीलिंग है ना, आप सुबह उठ के जाओगे और अपना काम करोगे, वो कोई नहीं आपसे छीन सकता। तो डिसिप्लिन जरूरी है और लोगों की बातों में मत आइएगा, जो आपके गट फीलिंग कहती है सुनिए, लेकिन अगर आपकी अच्छी टीम और मैनेजमेंट मिलती है उनकी बात सुनिए, उनको भी बेटर पता है आपसे। एंड दैट्स अबाउट इट। अट्रैक्ट व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्ट, रिफ्लेक्ट व्हाट यू डिजायर, बिकम व्हाट यू रिस्पेक्ट एंड मिरर व्हाट यू एडमायर। दैट्स अबाउट इट। एंड खुश रहो यार, एंड पानी पियो।
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. It was an honor to speak with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.